recording.
Okay, great. So hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us. There may be some other people who will be joining us later, but I wanted to let you know that this session is being recorded and is going to be ready for further viewing if any of you needs to come back or wants to let your friends know. My name is Sharka Fagan. I work at the CDO. I'm the Assistant Dean for Compliance. And thank you so much for joining us. I am here mostly to introduce Amy Goldstein, who is a former student and current alumna, who's been very supportive of the law school in past years. And one of her specialties that she talks about is networking and kind of creating your own brand. So in order to start that whole talk, we wanted to put together a few short videos so that students can see them in on their own time. And so this is the first video. So today we will be talking about creating a LinkedIn profile, and later in the week we will be talking about how to use the LinkedIn profile that we will create today. So I will let Amy speak, and if I feel free to ask questions, I may ask questions as well, just to make sure that we understand each other. But I'm gonna let Amy to start presenting.
Thank you, Sharka, and hi everyone. It is great to be here. I was telling Sharka before we jumped on that I had a student from another law school, or a recent graduate, I should say, referred to me recently, and we spoke about her LinkedIn profile. And when we were done, she was very grateful and said, gee, I wish my school had done something about this, so I already knew this information and didn't have to find you. So it is great that you are getting this jump start. It is never too early, and you will be going over networking later on, but LinkedIn truly is the key piece, and beginning now with building not only a strong profile, but your connections will serve you so well in the future. So I encourage you to just have this be your very first step. So what I'm going to do is go over a profile from top to bottom for you, and we'll run through all the parts. We don't have a lot of time, and so if we do run out of time on things on Friday when we have the Q&A, we can always fill in. So the first thing is your picture. Your picture does not have to be professional, but it has to be professional-like. Do not have someone else's partial head in there, or an arm around you, or a picture from the beach, or someone clearly from a wedding. Have it look like you are in a business environment. The next thing from the photo standpoint or general appearance at the top is the banner, and the default is a blue, which is fine. If you're not quite sure what to do with that, you can leave that. But in the future, something just to keep in mind is that that is another opportunity for you to present a little bit about yourself. For a long time, I had a skyline there because my company is based in New York City, and so I had the city skyline. I recently changed it because I've been doing more and more speaking, so there's a picture of me speaking and in action. And so those are just a couple of ideas to give you some food for thought for your banners. Under the banner and the photo, the next thing that you will have there is a headline. And Sharka, I don't know, do you want to pop your
Yes, I was
just
thinking about doing that.
Have a visual, yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna share screen okay, let me do that.
So while Sharka's doing that, I'm just going to keep talking about the profile. So the headline is what you have right underneath. And here we go. So Sharka's picture and banner are great examples of what it should look like once you move away from just having the basic blue. So she has her title and where it's located. And so for now, you can have that you are a student at Tulane Law School. That's great. If you had a prior career, you can list both just so people know a little bit more about your background. And then as you move forward, you will update that and add corporate counsel or M&A attorney or litigation. Jump around LinkedIn and see how people present themselves. They're not all great. So sometimes it just says a title and that isn't really very descriptive. I would encourage you, once you have something to add about a skill set, something that will tell people about what you do, so that when recruiters are searching or potential clients are looking for people who do certain types of work, just to give two examples of who use LinkedIn, there is something about you that is right at the top and easy to find.
And I'm just going to interrupt you for a
Yep.
second. So I'm assuming that the students should be changing the profile and the first line kind of every year. So first year student, second year student, third year student, would you recommend that? And maybe during summer, switching it to what they do during summer?
Yes, that's
Okay.
a great idea. During the years, you can have the option of saying first year, second year, third. That's probably the easiest, so that at a glance people can see and know what it is, or you can put your anticipated graduation year. But absolutely during the summer, it should say summer associate. It can say what practice group it is. If you rotate at a firm, it can just be the firm name. But yes, this is a living online document that you can change on a regular basis to reflect what you're doing currently.
So should I go down now on?
Sure. So let's stop there and let's talk about the about section. So Shark and I have talked about this before. Her profile is intended for the purposes of having a base for connection with students and alumni. I would encourage you.
Yeah, I'm gonna interrupt here. I have actually two profiles. One is my personal one, which I'm actually using even less than I'm using this one. But this one is my, it's my fake profile. It's really the main purpose of it is to have it a platform to for alumni and students to connect. So the only reason, the only purpose of this is so that students can connect and alumni who are willing to help can connect to me, or students that needed help, let's say 5 years ago or 10 years ago, now are in a position to help other students, and hopefully they remember the times when they needed help and will be more receptive to helping students. So this, the people who are connected to me presumably are people who would be useful to students looking for jobs or connections or anything else. So that's why I'm very happy for Amy to kind of shred this account as much as possible, because I am aware of the fact that it is bare minimum.
Right. Now you will see plenty of profiles that have nothing under the about section, and that indicates that it's someone who is not either not active on LinkedIn potentially, or doesn't know how to maximize their potential with it. What the about section is for is it's your pitch. It's the purpose of it is to help you sell what you are bringing to the table. So this is where you speak to the skills that you develop from a hard skills standpoint, M&A, litigation, specific things like that. But also it's an opportunity for you to speak in the first person to your leadership skills and things of that nature. And you do write it in the first person. Again, if you jump around and look at some other profiles, you can get a sense for what some very strong presentation is for that. And it might be a little bit challenging when you're a student. If you did work before you came to law school, by all means, put something in that section that speaks to what your skills are that you developed, or if you have a degree or things that are going to be relevant, especially to the area of practice that you're going in, get that information in there. Because again, it is something that is living, that you can develop over time. And if you have any questions about what exactly should go in there, you will get a sense of it by looking around and seeing what other people do. So there is another section that is relatively new. Before you get to activity, there is an opportunity. There's a section called featured. And most people do not take advantage of that, but that section is a great place to put publications, or if you are posting and you get a lot of activity with a post that you put out there, it is a place for you to pin things that that are worth recognition. Maybe you get published, articles, again, whatever it is that you want to draw attention to. I do a lot of writing, and so I pick and choose articles that are posted there, because then people don't have to necessarily just go to all my posts to find my articles. There are a few highlighted right on the page.
And I want to interrupt you for a second. So if that, where is that feature? Like, is it because I didn't fill it out, it's not showing on my profile?
Correct.
Okay.
Correct. So when you are on your page and you have an opportunity to edit.
If I push this edit.
Let's look there. Scroll down.
You know, I'm on my page and I have it.
Maybe it's just the younger people.
Do you want to bring it up if it's showing up on your page then?
Yeah, I can bring it up.
Okay, so what should I do? Should I close mine? Should I stop sharing? So I did have the dashboard, which you have as well. Okay.
You did have the dashboard.
Yeah.
Sharka, so I wonder, it could be also because of the way Jessica's is, it shouldn't have things there. It is relatively new. I'm not an expert on LinkedIn enough to know for sure there, but it might be that it hasn't rolled out to everybody yet. I thought that it was, but it is something that you need to go back and look for. It's under one of the pencils.
Okay.
But there is that outside chance that it's not there quite yet. So while we have Jessica's profile up, actually go back up to the top, Jessica, for a second, just a couple of things. So I love those flowers. So that's another idea. It's just something that's colorful and pleasant to view. Harvey, Louisiana, Jessica, I'm assuming is where you live. So I would encourage that to change to New Orleans so that people in other areas have a better idea of where you're from. Local people might know Harvey, but it tends to, it's better to have a general metro area as opposed to a specific town.
I have a question. Can we ask questions now or should I wait until the end?
Sharka, that's up to you.
Yeah, you can ask questions. Go ahead.
Okay, so right now I'm in New Orleans because I'm in Tulane, but I don't want to practice like here. Just putting the place where I am right now will symbolize other recruiters that like I'm in New Orleans and I'm only one to stay there or something, or no?
So in that case, I would actually leave it if you know where you want to be. Like I'm from New York. If LinkedIn had been available when I was in school, I probably would have kept it as New York, New York, so people know where I'm from and where I'm going back to in all likelihood. So I wouldn't change it just for the geography of school. People will see Tulane Law School and 99% of people will know where you are from that.
Oh, okay.
Okay. While we're at the top, next to the location is connections, and you will hear a lot more about connecting later on in the week. It is important that you grow that number. Your goal is to get to 500 plus, which might seem very daunting right now, but over time you will get there. You will connect with your colleagues, people that you, your classmates, when you do internships and things like that. I'm referring to as colleagues now. When you do summer programs, speakers who you connect with or who present and you don't have a chance to speak with, you can still reach out to them. All of these people become part of your network, and in the future, you're not sure yet who you're building connections with, and it's very hard to keep track of everybody. Don't try. Connect with people, and 5 years from now, you'll say, oh my gosh, I remember when Amy spoke with me, and now I'm in New York, or I read an article that she wrote and I connected to some piece of something that was said and want to reach out again. It's much easier if you have people in your network than trying to reinvent the wheel and remembering how you cross paths.
So I have a question to that end.
Sure.
I've always been very circumspect. That's why I have low numbers in my connections.
Mm-hmm.
Someone offer access to connect with me, if I don't really feel like I know them, I'm very likely to ignore that or deny it. Is that a good idea, or is that, should you just grow your connections at all costs if someone wants to connect with you?
Not at all costs. That's a great question. So if you can see, let's say there's someone who has a similar role to you at another school, or there's someone practicing law doing something similar to what you're doing, and you can see a mutual benefit to being connected, then I would say it's not important whether you actually know someone or not. Or maybe there's somebody doing something that you're interested in that might be something you want to pursue in the future. But if you see no reason to connect, for example, I've had people with no profile picture, their location is United States, and there's no employment history. Well, first of all, I don't even know why they're reaching out. I don't really know why they're on LinkedIn, but there's no purpose there. All of a sudden, I started getting requests from foreign attorneys, but very random places. Last week, I got one from Azerbaijan, and I don't even remember what the profile was, but all of the messages on his page and posts were in another language. I don't know why he reached out to me, but even though I tend to accept attorney requests, that one didn't really make sense to me. So you can weigh them, but it is smart to expand who you're bringing into the fold, because that's how you'll make more connections.
Mm-hmm. You want me to keep going down?
Sure. So how are we doing on timing?
We are not doing well, but continue.
I was afraid of that. So just to run through the rest of the profile, we're now, Jessica showing us her experience, and you do want to build out. And so if you, again, if you've worked before, you have that experience on there. For your student position, it's fine for it to just, you know, be a student at Tulane Law. If you're doing some kind of internship or something, you can add that on there. Just be careful about being redundant as you build out your about section and having it just be the same as your experience section. You don't want that to be a repeat. If you have everything covered in about, you can just use the experience section as a work history without having detailed descriptions. So those are the highlights. I'm happy to answer questions if I'm allowed to. Sharka, do we have time for that?
Yes, if there are any questions, we can ask them now. People can ask them now, or they can wait till Friday, whatever works for whoever is currently on.
Okay.
Hi, I had a quick question.
Sure.
Being in law school now, would it be prudent to take like my college internship experience out if I have like professional experience after college? I was out of college for 4 years and I worked.
Okay.
Is it at this point now smart for me to just start taking my internship like experience off?
Your internship from college, you said?
Yeah, like over like freshman, sophomore, and junior year.
Yeah, at this point, the work experience that you had before you went to law school is what's relevant. The internships, and this is just something to keep in mind going forward, the internships are really only relevant until you land a job. And then unless there is something truly, truly unique about it, where it's a conversation piece, that experience just isn't given weight where it is worth having on there. The types of things that do tend to hold interest, or, you know, if you interned at the White House at some point, or, you know, things again where it's just going to pique someone's interest and be a conversation piece. But other than that, if it's something that you've moved past and you can't see how it's going to help market you going forward, it's time to take it off.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
Very good. So at this point, we ran only 3 minutes over. So I think that's a success considering we are just starting. So tomorrow we're going to continue the discussion. We will learn about how to brand yourself, what you should post once you have the profile, how you should use it, what you should post, and then we will connect again. We will see Amy again on Friday. So feel free to save questions for then. So thanks everybody, and see you later.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye.
You're welcome. Bye.